I had a ritual, if you will, for when I went to bed. To
Sacrificed a goat every night.
Actually, so much more cringe.
That's what the kids are calling it these days. Welcome to the What It Is podcast with Strolly and Marley. Ah!
So how you doing today, Marley?
Pretty fucking good. Yo, we got to figure out a different intro.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting fucking redundant and boring. Got to switch it up.
Well, it's what we do.
Yo, what the fuck's up, Strolly?
What's up? It's your boy.
Yo, what up? It's your boy.
It's your boys.
It's your boys. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Pretty good.
Great. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
I know, dude. It sucks not working together anymore.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah. I miss seeing you and your
In
smiling,
your, face.
your exuberance and your energy at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no, that
That's
definitely doesn't
non-existent.
exist.
I'm lying. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are we talking today, Marley? About?
We're talking today.
What are we talking
What
today?
are we talking today? We're talking to good.
Dear God.
We are talking about our fears.
Nope. Not doing it. I don't talk about my fears.
You're gonna have to, so I can exploit them in the future.
Nope. Wrong.
I'll start. I don't like spiders.
I agree. I also hate spiders.
Yeah, I don't like them. Ever since I was a little kid, my mom is like legitimately like she has arachnophobia. She will have a panic attack.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, if she sees a spider.
What are you afraid of with spiders? Like, is there a thing about them that scares you?
I think it has a lot to do with my mom.
Just because mom was scared?
Yeah, growing up, my mom was like legitimately terrified. Like she would freeze up. She would panic. She wouldn't be able to move.
Right. Yeah.
To things that she thought were spiders. Like it would be like a little leaf on the ground. She has bad vision too.
Yeah.
So she would see it and be like, "Oh, what is that? Oh my god, it's a spider! Dad, you better get." You know, like she would just freak out. And so like I think that kind of like fucked me up. It didn't fuck me up as a kid, but I would see her reaction to that thing and immediately
you just automatically assume that it was also
I need
bad.
to be afraid too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When mama's scared, I'm scared.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
What
I don't.
scares you about spiders?
I don't know what scares me about spiders. They got 8 legs. They got 8 or whatever eyeballs, and they come out of nowhere, and then they
just go out of
they
nowhere.
just look scary. Okay, I mean, fuck spiders.
Yeah, fuck spiders.
Kill them with fire.
You know what fucks me up? The spider crickets. Like, dude, they fucking suck.
Yeah.
In my basement, they
yeah.
pop up like I think it's like in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then motherfuckers just be everywhere in like the unfinished part of the basement.
Yeah.
And I sleep in the finished part of the basement, which fucking blows. Like I keep the door closed at all times, but they'll like sneak out when I go to wash laundry.
Yeah.
And it's just like in the middle of the night, you know, I'll wake up and I'll go to the bathroom and I'll just see a little of it jumping. I was like, oh fuck!
Too many legs.
Yeah, I'll just pee right here.
Too late. I already peed in my pants.
Thanks, cricket. Like I don't know. For them, I think it's like
that's just like startling, right? Like that's not really a fear. That's startling.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think it's like I can't tell when it's gonna move.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like inching closer, trying to get it in a direction, and I'm like, when is it gonna jump? When is it gonna? And it jumps. You know.
Yeah.
Like it fucks me up.
Yeah. It's
like,
it's a jump scare.
But then
it's not
even
like
just looking at them, like I get that
they're ugly.
feeling.
Yeah, they're ugly.
Like I the feeling of like right when they jump, and I get that little pre-feeling of like
yeah,
that discomfort,
anxiety.
That, like, yes, exactly. Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's the anxiety because you don't know what's gonna happen. It's the same thing with the jump scare.
Yeah.
I actually watched I was watching for whatever reason. I don't like scary movies. Like that's another thing that I don't like is scary movies. And I was watching a video on how jump scares are made, like how to tell between a good and a bad jump scare. And like that's actually one of the things that they do. Through like framing of the shot, sound, audio, all this other stuff, and distractions and all that stuff. It builds your anxiety to a point to where when that jump scare hits, it's so much harder.
Yeah.
So that's actually like the build up of anxiety because you don't know what's gonna happen, but you know something's gonna happen. Kind of like how like You're like, oh, I don't know when it's gonna jump. Well, yeah, that's the anxiety of it. Yeah.
One of my favorite things in
I thought that was neat.
in like scary movies. I fucking love scary movies. I'm not a scaredy cat, unlike
Me.
some people. Yeah.
Yep. Nope. I'm cool with that.
I'm not scared. I love scary movies. I think it's because I got traumatized as a child. Like I was like way too young and I saw Child's Play. And,
oh yeah.
Like I'm not scared of dolls, but I don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see like a ventriloquist dummy. I was also what was it? Not Nightmare on Elm Street. Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, Goosebumps.
Yeah, because I always think of Fear Street for some reason.
Yeah.
Because my sister had a huge collection of Fear Street books and Goosebumps books, but it was Night of the Living Dummy.
Right. Yep.
That motherfucker, like he fucked me up as a kid.
Yeah.
And Child's Play, like I just had a big distrust of dolls.
Yeah.
To the point that it's like I don't want that near me.
I still don't trust dolls.
I'm not scared.
I'm not afraid of dolls, but like you said, distrust.
I could sleep in a room of like mannequins and dolls and probably be fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't fuck with y'all. Like, I really don't fuck with y'all. Yeah, I do not fuck with y'all whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched Child's Play when I was way too young, dude. It was one movie. It was called Event Horizon.
That's a space movie. Right?
That's a space movie, yeah. Where they basically like they're trying to figure out how to like space travel and shit.
Yeah, they go into a black hole.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes the ship to hell, and it comes back, and it's like brought hell with it or some shit. I don't know. I don't really know exactly what the fuck was going on.
Sci-fi.
Great. It's still a great movie. Like I can watch it today and be like, yeah, that was entertaining. That was a pretty good movie. But I watched it as a child, and it fucked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was that Child's Play, and it was one episode of the X-Files.
Oh yeah. My dad really liked the X-Files.
Yeah.
And I would get freaked, like on the intro to the X-Files, like the main the what do they call the video that shows like
the intro?
Is that what it is? The intro? Like where it has X-Files and all the
dude.
I don't really know. I wasn't sure if there was another name for it. Okay, so the intro.
Yes.
How it had the handprint.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like the
didn't it have like
forensic
an extra finger or something
or something, whatever.
I don't know. I'm tripping.
Whatever, but it was that handprint that always popped up, and I remember like that picture was like a scary picture for me, and I don't know because
where your
maybe
fear
something
of hands began.
No.
Ooh.
It was just like
stop it, you're scaring him.
I don't, for whatever reason, like you ever have like an image that's just scary, that's just tied to something scary for you. Like that's what that image was. I don't know if it was something, maybe I saw something in the X-Files, or maybe like the music because it's so ominous, and like all the different things and the aliens and stuff like that were in it. Like as a child, I was like, it just made me feel uneasy. Like not necessarily scared, just I felt uneasy. But before we go anywhere else, because I'm sure we're getting close to that point, I just want to say when I was a kid, we were over our neighbor's house and we were hanging out with them, and I was one of the youngest ones that were there. The other one was my brother is 4 years older than me, and then my brother's friend, who was the neighbor, he was 3 years older than me. So I was like probably like maybe like 6, 5. No, I was probably like 5 or whatever. I was a young kid.
You was a child.
They were watching Scream. And
I love Scream.
Yeah, so they were watching Scream, and I at that point knew I didn't like scary things, and for whatever reason I decided to watch this. And like one of the opening scenes or whatever, it was like Scream was like in a urinal and like took his knife and like stabbed a guy through the little divider, and that scene made me so scared to go into a urinal after that. Like legitimately probably like 5 or 6 years it took me a while before I could stand next to somebody.
I just want to say I love how you call this killer Scream.
Is his name Ghostface?
It's Ghostface.
Okay. So yes. Okay. Touche.
It just tickled.
I was gonna say Ghostface because Dead by Daylight they called him Ghostface, but I thought that was just like a generic name to call him because maybe they didn't have the rights or whatever.
Scary Scream Man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I literally have not watched Scream because of that.
I know.
So
it's okay, dude.
Yeah. Well, obviously
we can watch scary movies together.
No.
It's okay. I'll hold you.
Nope. Nope. I could probably do like
because Scream isn't barely like Scream is barely as good.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like I could probably do like Scream,
that's a killer movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street, and
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Halloween.
But right, like I can't do ghost movies. Like I can't do paranormal movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you were mentioning how you were watching.
That's another one of my fears, by the way.
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Oh
yeah,
really?
Fuck ghosts.
I like the supernatural stuff.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. I'm cool with it. Like, if I saw a ghost, I probably would be cool. But like, my fear is just like everything that is a ghost is a demon, and that's what. Nope, I'm cool. I don't want demons.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost. Okay, maybe like because typically they're arbitrary and they really don't do much to you. But like, fuck demons.
I'm gonna say let's put a pin in this real quick because I can talk a lot about supernatural shit. I feel like we could talk. I know you're a little scaredy boy, but I like that idea. I want to flesh that out in a later episode. But you didn't see me. I winked to the camera. I guess. But I'm super excited about it. We're gonna put a pin in that because I really love it.
Okay.
So scary movies, right? Scary stuff, fears. As a child, I was pretty scared of the dark.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I so I had a ritual, if you will, for when I went to bed. To
sacrificed a goat every night.
Actually, so much more cringe.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Anyway, so when I was, I mean, this was probably like, between 9 to legitimately probably like 13. My mom would come in and not like tuck me in, but like say goodnight. Like she would close my door and turn my light off. And I had this ritual where if I was laying in bed, I had to have the covers over my head, my body completely covered, and not be breathing, like hold my breath, as my mom turned my lights off and closed my door. If I did that, I would have good dreams. If I didn't do that, I'd have nightmares. And there would be times where like I would feel my like foot hanging out when she would do it, and I'd be like, I would have so much anxiety that I'd have a bad dream that I would actually have a bad dream, because obviously my brain is already like, oh, we're anxious. Well, here's a dream.
Yep, there it is.
There's your anxiety. So fear of the dark. And yes, it's exactly
so
what
bad.
it would extend to. Yeah,
it was so bad. Like,
and
I had the scary stuff like way too young.
Yeah.
So I would be terrified of the dark to the point that like I would literally wet the bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was
bad.
Yeah, it was bad because I was too scared. I would consciously wet the bed.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, I don't want to go out there. I can't leave. I'm safe here.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't. I couldn't do it. I would like be on the verge of fucking tears because I'd be so scared.
Yeah. I was never like I definitely had that fear, but my fear of wetting the bed to get my ass beat was more scary than anything that could be not getting my ass beat. So I would take the death if that was need be than getting my ass beat.
See, I wasn't gonna get my ass beat because it was probably like the older people's fault anyways for letting me watch those things and letting me have those nightmares.
True, yeah.
Like my brother, my sister. My brother's 5 years older than me. My sister's 6 years older than me. So they were already like more so like, this isn't real.
Yeah.
I was still in like, oh my fucking God.
Real.
Yeah. Everything was still fucking terrifying to me.
Yeah. I think that's why I can't do scary medium, for lack of a better example, because my brain treats it as real. Yeah. Like if I see it, my brain treats it as real. Like I can't like turn it off and be like, "Oh, that was just a movie." Like I can't do that. Like my brain is like, "That was a movie, but like that could have happened, right?" Like, and then my brain,
real, right?
yeah, and then I just I start panicking, and then every shadow seems like a ghost or whatever.
Yeah.
And I freak the hell out. But when I was younger, when I would do those rituals, another thing was I had to have my head covered almost at all times in the dark. Like if it was dark, I needed to have my head covered. God, my throat is itchy. I don't want to cough all over the place. So I'm gonna have a drink of water.
Let's pause so you can drink.
We can still talk. It doesn't take that long.
No. Let's stop the episode so you can drink some water.
No, that's gonna be even weirder, and you know that.
I know. Let's stop the episode so you can drink some water. Everybody watch.
I can't perform under pressure.
Yes, look at him.
God, I hate you. But yeah, so yeah, I'd have to have my head covered at all times, like with my blankets.
Yeah.
So I slept most of my nights with my head covered
in deep fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. This dark scared me because I had a pretty active imagination.
Yeah, that's kind of
I
really
still
what it
do.
boiled down
I still.
to. Yeah.
My imagination is a shit. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
My imagination ain't great, but it's really good at imagining ghosts and demons.
It's really good at the scary shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have things that scare me like that. Jump scares are jump scares. I don't think jump scares are like a movie that has jump scares isn't scary because it's scary.
Yeah.
Like some things like are unsettling, and I appreciate that a lot more. Because if a movie can induce that level of anxiety, that like pre-fear that I was you talking about before,
Yeah.
that's as close to a scary movie as it'll get for me.
Yeah.
Because nothing gives me nightmares. Nothing makes me like, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, this movie is having an effect because of the way that it's done.
Yeah. Jump scares aren't fear.
Yeah.
It's
reaction.
shock.
It's reflex.
It's shock.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like, oh my God.
Mhm.
It's not like I'm gonna fucking die. I mean, maybe for some people, like even for me, like jump scares aren't like jump scares don't usually like scare me. I don't get scared at jump scares. I get scared at the plot.
Yeah.
The plot is what gives me the fear of of nightmares.
Jump scares will get me occasionally. I remember my dad was such an asshole when I was growing up. Again, being a child, I'm like fucking 5 years old watching Child's Play. I'm terrified. I'm watching this fucking movie, and he would literally just be like, "Bleh," like real quick. It scared the fuck out of me.
Papa would do shit like that. I can believe that.
He would just be dying laughing. I'm just like,
don't you dare do that shit again.
But he would do it all. I'd be watching Harry Potter and just be really into it. He's like, fuck, Papa, stop.
You know what I found? Like if I every now and again I get this itch that I want to watch something scary for whatever fucking reason. My brain thinks that's a good idea.
Yeah.
What I've learned that I can do that works for me is if I watch something scary, before I go to bed, I watch something funny.
Put you in a different mood.
Yep. It stops my brain from thinking about that scary thing, and usually I can kind of go to sleep. Every now and again, I'll be like in bed and like ready to go to bed, lights off, and I'm just like, oh yeah, watch the scary movie. There it goes. Now every shadow is a fucking ghost.
Time to put the blanket over my head and stop breathing.
Do you have? Yeah, exactly. Look, don't hate, man. Okay,
it works.
I was a terrified child.
Prove it.
It did. Yeah. That's the crazy. Do you have any? I want to get off of this topic.
You're already getting spooked.
Yep.
Poor little guy.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Before we get off this topic, I will say that I think it was Insidious, the first scary movie, that did things that was unsettling. The way that like there was a couple scenes. I think it was when like the Tiptoe Through the Tube song was playing, and it was just like a fucking demon. Yeah. But it was like it wasn't a jump scare, but it would have some like scary shit in the background. That was just fucking. It was done like a normal scene, but it was like that's some scary shit.
Yeah.
Because it was unsettling, and it induced that anxiety of like that shouldn't be there. Everything else is normal. That's weird. That's wrong. It wasn't like but it was like a pay attention. There's some shit here.
Yeah. That
I really like that. That was really
Insidious.
Good.
Actually, like I actually enjoyed watching Insidious.
Really?
Like I know that's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like I even find it weird. Like I actually enjoyed Insidious. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was Insidious. Insidious.
I definitely. With the evil red faced demon guy, and the old lady who was like the lady who's like the she was a exorcist.
The guy that played
had to go find his son in the dark.
Yes. Gotcha.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I actually enjoyed those movies. Like, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I only ever watched the first one. The first one was really good.
Yeah. I really don't know why. But yeah. Next thing I want to talk about.
Next thing.
Get the fuck out of here.
We have to end on funny.
Yeah. No. Do you have any so scary movies, ghosts, spiders, those are fairly common, right? Do you have any uncommon or unrational fears, I guess?
Irrational fears.
Irrational?
Irrational, yeah.
Did I say unrational?
You said unrational.
Yeah.
Corrected you twice, dog. I'm living for it.
You're so cute.
Thanks. Gotta take the wins where I can get them.
Smooches. Irrational fears.
Irrational fears.
And I mean, like not necessarily irrational. I guess something that scares you that's not scary. You know what I mean? Like scary movies, ghosts, those things are spooky.
They're meant to scare you.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
meant to unsettle you.
Yeah. Like, okay, so for me, it's heights or falling from heights, not heights itself. Like, I don't mind being in a skyscraper, but the idea of falling from that skyscraper gives me anxiety. I guess more or less anxiety. It's not really a fear anymore.
I can't say that because like I'm one of those people that when I'm in a very high place, it'll be like jump. Not for the sake of like
to talk, bud?
not because I want to die, but it's just
okay,
like
cool.
it's just like,
I was like, do we need to have a talk here, bud?
Jump.
Just do it.
Yeah, you know, like I had to fight.
This.
I had to fight that urge. I think that's a very common thing. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a term for it, but it's like that destructive urge.
Suicide?
No, I'm not a sad boy.
Okay, well, I love you anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I needed that.
That
was the fakest fucking.
I know. Well, because I wanted to say something and laugh at the same time, and my brain was just like,
so bad. After you told me that you loved me, give me that fake fucking laugh. Thanks, dude.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
Like,
I have any irrational fears.
Yeah. Well, ocean. You said deep water, right? I think we talked about that.
That's not an irrational fear.
No.
The ocean is fucking scary.
Okay, so that's just like a.
We've lived on this planet our whole lives, and we don't know what the fuck is down there.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I guess.
Everything new that's found looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Every new species of fucked up fish or whatever that's living down there looks fucked up.
Okay, so you're afraid of the ocean.
I don't like the ocean.
Got it. Okay.
Gives me the spooples.
Yeah. I'm not really like afraid of the ocean, I guess. Like I'm afraid of deep water because I was almost drowned as a kid. So like that fear kind of
I was going to talk about that.
Staples back into it.
Because like as far as like I mentioned that I used to scare myself thinking about death when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I put myself in like little panic attacks because I couldn't really comprehend. Excuse me. I have like probably my worst possible death. I feel like is drowning.
Yeah,
and
I think
also
I think
well, like
that's
it's because it's like it bothers me to the point that like I even contemplate like ever going on a cruise. As improbable as that could be, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to go on cruises because of my fear of deep water though.
Yeah, deep water doesn't scare me. It's being trapped underneath deep water that scares me.
Well, yeah,
like,
that's the part that scares me
I can
too.
be in the ocean and like be fine swimming in it. Like, all right, it's just kind of here.
Yeah,
but it's like if I'm trapped like 12 levels below deck and sinking into the ocean, that like bothers the fuck out of me. I think it's because I watched Titanic again when I was way too young.
I watched Titanic as a kid, and that actually didn't extenuate my fear at all.
Yeah.
And I think it had a lot to do with because I saw the Titanic with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very sweet to have made sure that she covered our eyes during the nudity scenes.
Oh,
because
nice.
we were like kids, but she wanted to show us Titanic.
Yeah.
Because it's a classic, right? And but like I think because my grandma was so like she was always like everything she did with us, it was always like a lesson, like not like a you better get a A on this. It was more or less like
she showed you the Titanic because fuck the ocean.
Well, like no, I remember like one of the first times we were like going down there. She was telling us about how Wawa was like, oh well, it's related to the Indians or the Native Americans and like the different tribes that were. I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's not what it should be. Yeah. It's related to like a tribe and it's the symbol like so like
Is
everything.
Really?
Something from what she told me, it was like.
I'm not questioning you because I know different. I'm questioning
getting a
because
stern nod from our sound engineer that is true. So I'm gonna go with yes.
Sick.
But like she always had like a little factoid, if you will, for everything. So like with the Titanic, I was like, I'd be like, could that really happen, Grandma? And she'd be like, no, that was a big miscommunication and a failure, and all. And like she would explain it so well that I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, I'm cool. Yeah. That doesn't fear. I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. It's like I don't have a fear. It's like like the people that won't fly because they're afraid of their plane crashing.
Yeah,
I think that's like an irrational fear, right?
For me, yeah, because I mean, I have an idea about flying.
Yeah.
So thinking of a plane crashing isn't scary for me because I know what needs to happen. I know enough about actually flying, being a pilot, to where like, not that if I was in that situation, but like I understand how everything works and how there's so many checks and balances and how everything gets serviced so soon that it's like literally something happening is literally because of human error.
Yeah.
And especially on like actual like commercial flights, like that human error is like taking off is like really the only time when the pilots are actually
that's
like,
what happened. That's what they said happened to Kobe, dude. It was the pilot error.
Yeah, well, I mean, he flew into
clouds and got disoriented.
Yeah, he flew into IMC conditions, which is instrument
malfunction condition.
No, instrument IMC. Fuck, I forget what the fuck it's called. Basically, like you can't see.
Yeah.
Like you have to rely on your instruments, and like apparently, like also he was like flying carelessly too. Like he flew into a storm type thing, a storm front into clouds, and
meteorological conditions.
Instrument meteorological.
Take your time.
Just a broken record until meteorology. That condition. See, even if I knew what it was, I still couldn't say it.
Meteorological.
Meteorological.
Yeah, there you go.
Or something.
Thanks, sound engineer.
Thanks, Dad. It's not my dad.
But that's like an irrational. Like I don't know if that's more so associated with like the fear of heights or like the way
I would say that's definitely uncommon.
Die.
Yeah, I would definitely say that fearing that your plane's going to crash is uncommon for sure.
Yeah,
I would.
That's something that wouldn't happen. Yeah, shouldn't happen. You know, people fly like fucking hundreds of times a year.
Yeah, thousands and probably even millions of planes go up and down, take off and land. In a year that and like
because
maybe like 3.
Yeah,
there's an issue with. And like every third cycle of those 3, every 3 years, there's like one actual commercial crash.
Isn't there something weird like that's like the most dangerous part, the takeoff and the landing, because in between it's just smooth sailing?
Yeah. Taking off and landing are the most dangerous parts because that's typically when the pilots would have control of the plane because basically after like 1,000 feet or so, it's autopilot's on.
Yeah.
And everything is the plane does everything.
Yeah.
Which at the same time, it's like that's also another potential for failure is equipment malfunction.
Yeah.
Like if the autopilot, fucks up or something like that, or if radios. Most crashes in commercial airliners are done because of too much trust in the electronics or too much or not enough maintenance for the electronics, basically.
Which the maintenance can also be considered human error.
Yep, exactly.
There inspections that need to be done.
Either inspections that were done poorly, or not at all, and said that they were, or it's the overall company who says that we're gonna fake things.
Yeah,
basically forge documents. Kind of thing,
But like that kind of shit, I don't mind. Like I'm fine with flying. You want to fly. You want to be a flyer.
Yeah, I want to be a
pilot. I want to be a flyee.
I want to fleur de plane.
But like that's like that would be an irrational fear. So like that's kind of like how I feel because like I want to go on a cruise because cruise sounds fun, but it's also like drowning scares me.
Yeah,
like that.
Worst case scenario on a cruise is literally the worst fear of my life, kind of thing.
Yeah,
not necessarily the worst fear, but it's a big fear of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't see myself panicking on an airplane that has turbulence the way I would. Like on a cruise that's going through like some tough waves.
So I also I don't have a fear of like deep water. Like I'll go on a big boat if everyone's like, hey, let's do this. I'll be like, all right, fuck it, let's fucking go. Because at least mentally, I'll be like, well, if anything fucking happens, I know exactly how to get to the topmost part.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna be stuck in a tomb, basically. But I So the day I found out that my car was got repoed.
Mhm.
I was on the way back from Key West to Fort Myers, on the Key West Express, and it was like a 4-hour boat ride, and it was like we were like going into like a storm, like not like a storm, but it's Florida, so there was like a storm front coming in, and it was choppy as all hell, and it was nighttime, and we were getting sprayed with salt water because it was choppy, and I found out that my car was repoed, and it was literally the most uncomfortable 4 hours of my entire life. Like just being cold and shivering because it's Florida, so I'm in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Getting soaked by seawater. That's
Mhm.
probably like 50 degrees because
Oof.
it's seawater. You know what I mean? And it's nighttime. The sun hasn't shined on it.
Yeah.
And just choppy as all hell. And I was afraid that I was gonna get that the boat was gonna crash. I was afraid that I was gonna come home and like my whole world is turned upside down because my car got repoed and first, never had that experience. And I was afraid that my brother was gonna whoop my ass. And
there's a lot going on.
There was a lot of things, and it was no bueno.
Yeah,
no bueno. And like because of that, I don't think I'd ever want to go on like an actual like cruise or anything on like a boat that's like not like a small boat to like go like hang out.
Has there ever been a cruise liner that sank?
Yeah.
Besides the Titanic?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know for a fact.
I think they've been stalled out at sea, but I don't think they've like sank.
Not any of like those major cruise liners.
Yeah, that's what I'm like the Caribbean, like those the Carnival.
Carnival Caribbean, I think Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, like those kind of like cruise ships.
The super cruise ships. Yeah, I don't think so. I think if they did, it was like a hey, we had an issue, but it's taken care of, but we got to go back to port.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that happens is like, well, everyone's got food poisoning, or like there's a flu that's going around.
Everyone's got food poisoning.
That's like the thing that happens. I believe like everybody just gets sick.
The Titanic's sister ship sank. Yeah, the Titanic's sister ship sank.
Did it?
That's a statement. I didn't really have much going on that. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was like a it was supposed to be like a medic ship or something, if I'm not mistaken, and I forget what the heck it was called. It was like Britannica or something like that.
Pearl Harbor. That fucked me up. I'm sorry. I
just had to like. Is this where we're going right now?
I'm so sorry. No, the Pearl Harbor movie with like fucking Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that fucked me up. That I watched that too.
Because of drowning, or
yes, because the crewmen like they were getting trapped. Like they shut the bulkhead so that the water wouldn't keep flushing through, and they trapped us. So like that, I think that is probably where a lot of my fear of drowning stems from.
Neat.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Because I blocked it out of my mind. Like that's why it just popped back into my mind. I was like, oh fuck.
I hated that scene.
I think I cried watching it because I was so like. I never want to die like that. That looks horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I never want to die like that either. And like, of ways to die, drowning is equally the number one I'm most afraid of. But, like, dude.
Drowning and burning alive.
Yeah.
But I don't fear burning alive the way I fear drowning, to the point that, like, I'll think about drowning, but I won't think about burning alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the thought of drowning crosses my mind because I'm more afraid of that, even though, like, burning alive would be much more painful.
Yeah, and probably much more likely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, don't start that.
I mean,
yeah.
You're on land way more than you're in water, so the likelihood of
I reach over the stove and like catch my sleeve on fire.
I mean, definitely not like that. You're not catching on fire.
Well, I'm also covered in gasoline. So.
So like the oil deaf guy from Family Guy.
Oh no, you're never gonna catch me.
But you're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Titanic's sister ship.
Sucks for them.
Yeah.
Did they also die by iceberg?
No, they crashed in the Mediterranean. It was actually like a flaw in the Titanic. Like, it was like it had absolutely like nothing.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it was just like no, that ship was just made. Oh no. That I think got blown up by an undersea mine from World War II. That's what it was.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Well,
rip.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's goddamn mines.
Yeah. Dom, how long has it been?
35 minutes,
Look at
dude.
us
Talking
go.
about being scared.
Yeah. I could talk a lot about being scared.
Wait till we get to our paranormal episode, dude. I think that's a good place to wrap it up, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good time.
Yeah, if you guys want, let us know your irrational fears
Yep.
so we can talk about them and exploit them.
Yeah, and tell them how stupid they are and
Yeah.
how our fears are definitely more superior.
Exactly. Or tell us how stupid our fears are and how irrational we
That's really how it's going to go.
are. You guys are pussies.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks
Yeah.
for listening.
We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
for all the support.
We love you. We'll catch you next time.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye.
Smooches.